Retiring young is weird AF, and no one really prepares you for just how strange something as simple as going on vacation becomes. I know that sounds dramatic, but hear me out. When you retire in your 40s, or honestly any age earlier than society says you should, everything you used to do takes on a completely different meaning. And vacations, yeah, those hit the hardest. Today, I want to talk about how taking trips feels completely different now that I'm retired and why it creates this delicious, confusing mix of restlessness, calm, freedom, and right now, the occasional identity crisis. So let's get into it. Retiring young is weird AF, especially when you're trying to plan a vacation. Before retirement, travel was intense, not necessarily in a bad way, but in a purposeful way. Every trip had urgency baked into it. If I wasn't escaping from work, I was recovering from work. If I wasn't recovering, I was squeezing a trip in before work swallowed my life again. Every vacation had a storyline. I need this break. I deserve this after everything. If I don't do this now, I won't get another chance. And it wasn't just travel. Before retirement, every trip had urgency or escapism baked in. Every project had stakes or productivity tied to it. Every shift in mood meant push through. You didn't get to just sit with yourself. There was no spaciousness, no time to check in. Everything was scheduled, everything was rationed, even joy. Vacations felt good for sure, but they were a relief from a life that just didn't fit. And that's the part we forget. The vacation itself wasn't the freedom, it was the contrast. Then, when you retire, something wild happens. Your body changes, your nervous system rewires, your relationship to time tears itself down and rebuilds. After retirement, you have the luxury to pause. You have the time to feel what your body is actually doing. A trip isn't a break, it's a choice. Creativity isn't content, it's expression. Restlessness isn't a problem, it's an inner compass waking up. And that's when vacations stop feeling like escapes and start feeling like optional experiences, which sounds amazing, right? But the shift is super weird because your mind is still used to the old patterns. It's like parts of you haven't gotten the memo. Now, here's where it gets surreal. So, you plan a trip, you're excited, you found a good deal, you imagine the weather, the food, the hotel, life is good. And then, like 2 weeks out, this weird little emotional dance begins. One day you're like, I can't wait, let's go now. The next day you're like, actually, I don't want to rush my peace. I'm finally calm. Then a few hours later, wait, do I even want to go? No, that's a lie. I want to go. Then later that night, what if I just didn't come back? What if I found a great deal and stayed gone all December? Then the next morning, it's like, actually, I've been looking forward to my cozy winter hibernation, my books, my movies, making my curry, my blankets, my quiet. Here's the thing, it's not indecision, it's not anxiety, it's not even moodiness. It's the absence of urgency. And when urgency disappears, feelings finally have room to move. They're allowed to stretch, shift, wobble, explore. That's why it feels weird, but it's not wrong. So you start realizing that restlessness isn't a warning sign anymore. It's guidance. Before retirement, restlessness meant you're overwhelmed, you need a break, you're burning out. Now, restlessness means you're alive, you're adjusting, something is shifting, your inner compass is calibrating. It's like your soul is walking around the room, checking the window, scanning the weather, deciding what direction you want to move next, without the pressure of time breathing down your neck. And that's the part of early retirement nobody talks about. Not the money, not the logistics, not the hobbies, but this new way your body starts telling the truth in real time. So when you take a vacation in retirement, it's not an escape anymore. It's an experience, it's a choice, it's a moment in time. Or as the young kids say, it's a moment. There's no I need this. It becomes do I want this? And that's huge because it teaches you a different kind of freedom. You can go, you can stay, you can extend the trip, you can come home early, you can take another trip next month. You can cancel the whole thing because you're enjoying your couch, which I did this summer. This is my true life, guys. I'm trying to share it because just there was no information. So I want the next person to know. Like, it's not chaotic, it's liberating, and you learn that wanting different things on different days is completely normal. In fact, it's healthy. It's what happens when your life finally has space in it. So, yeah, retiring young is weird AF, especially around vacations. But here's the truth, your life finally has enough silence for you to hear yourself clearly. That's why your desires shift. That's why you go back and forth. That's why some days you want adventure and other days you want to hide under a blanket with a good book. You're not indecisive. You're not losing the spark. You're not being dramatic. You are finally free. And freedom feels different. It moves, it breathes, it changes shape, and so do you. So, yeah, retiring young is weird. Retiring young and taking vacations, even weirder. But it's the kind of weird that feels like expansion, like possibility, like a life you chose on purpose. And honestly, I wouldn't trade this weirdness for anything.
Bloqueado so much, everybody. Bye.